self-service and request fulfillment. This video is going to focus on our end user portal that allows business users to open, close, and track the status of their own incidents and requests. We'll see how we can leverage a smart, searchable service catalog to standardize request approvals and processes, including leveraging automation for fulfillment, all while keeping the user informed of the situation. So here we are in self-service. Immediately we see what is important for the user, such as outage notifications or critical messages. Users can acknowledge them or mark them as read, helping them stay on top of relevant news. These acknowledgements can also be leveraged to see who is reading the key communications you want to push out. Continuing down the menu, we've got shortcuts. We've got links to other applications, enabling a one-stop shop for our users. Speaking of one-stop, we can add these to our home page very easily. Going back, we can see how that's now been added to the home page, and we can start to move things around and personalize this layout. Notice there was a reset button as well, and making sure we keep our admins happy and not creating extra work for them. Now you can further personalize this portal, not just with the relevant content, but even more with themes. This means we can start to blend into corporate color schemes or just play into personal preferences. As we're going into the service catalog here, let's get back to the demo and look at a request that incorporates IT, facilities, security, and HR with a new employee onboarding. So this isn't just IT, it can manage any type of request. Now at the top, I have insight into the process it'll take, and I also have configurable options that I can bundle into this request, such as a new laptop. As I select that, you can see the cost updates for me. So we will fill this out and notice the helpful tooltips guiding the user along. Forms are configurable so that you can ask relevant information, not overwhelming the user, and they're dynamic, so more questions can be asked depending on their answers. Once we save this, we can see how the process is started with our FedEx-like tracker here. But if you notice, the laptop process hasn't kicked off yet, as it'll wait until later in the overall process. It's embedded or bundled automatically. Details about resolution dates tied to our SLAs are shown here. Users can not only log things, but they can also update without picking up the phone. Here I can add some additional information. Now when agents update this request, we can hide internal information and only show public actions. So here, let's log in as an agent on the iPhone and update this request. I'm going to send a quick email update. Notice once that's submitted on my action history here on my phone, I see several actions, but if we go back to the end user portal, it's just the 3 public ones. Alright, let's log an incident. I can certainly browse through the catalog again, but in this case I'll use the Google-like search. This will summarize areas for me, and in my case I want to see my new options. Notice here I mix requests and incidents so the user doesn't have to think about it. They can go to one place, and on the back end the system will take care of it. So here I'm going to report an issue with my printer. Again, tailored form so you're not overwhelming the user with irrelevant questions. In this case, I even have a field that pulls printers from our CMDB. I could even filter this down so that it only shows printers Brenda has access to, or that she's associated to, or maybe just in her same location. All of that is completely configurable. Now once you submit, notice our end user info zone will push relevant FAQs to help the user help themselves. If they really want to help though, we even give them the ability to resolve their issue. It's the first part of a 2-step closure, meaning they can take this action, which will stop the SLA timer, but allow us to easily follow up and ensure the service has been restored before we close it out. Now, they could also go directly to the FAQ area and browse, which you can see in the knowledge management video, but let's take a look at some of the other areas, such as items associated with your users. This provides business users details about the assets, whether they be physical, such as this laptop, or maybe just subscribed services or account access. You can share as much or as little of the asset detail as you'd like. The contact support button here is great because if they're having an issue with one of their assets, they can come and with minimum clicks, log a request for help, getting into that formless type design. Now if they're logging these requests, maybe they want to come in and check status. You can give them access to different queues where they can see relevant updates very easily. In fact, you can even share disruptions that may impact them and allow them to tell you that it affects them. This is equivalent to the repeat call feature we saw in the incident video. Now, since we're all about the customer experience, we want to make sure we can check in with our users and make sure we're doing well and understand where we can continue to improve. So here you have your surveys. If we're going to ask them for feedback, it's only fair that we share as well. So we want them to know that we're listening. We have our reports that can be shared to targeted users and allow them to subscribe to what matters to them. They'll be able to see older result sets and even export the report information if they'd like. Just like with our agent portal, we provide a mobile interface for our business users where they can come in, see their shortcuts, track progress, and browse the service catalog to log new requests or incidents as needed. They can also collaborate with their peers through our discussion forums, which you'll see more of in the collaboration video. That was a quick overview of the user experience. We focused on what end users want. They want their Googles, they want their Amazons, their FedEx trackers. They want to easily help themselves but have options for chat and collaboration. Ultimately, they want choice. So that's what's driving our user experience here, ensuring we have a very configurable but manageable solution.